I'm so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown. But I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind. I like the way it feels. No need to set off the alarm. No, so I won't stick with it, running in a wheel, no. So I'll be taking off, for I'm dead and gone. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. You see, my home is where my heart is, so I reach for higher ground. I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm getting close, now I can taste it. Flavors bitter, still so sweet. I see.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. And I don't know why I'm tiny like this. Let me see. Solo layout. There we go. That's better. Been playing around with settings in StreamYard this morning and looks like I messed it up a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well on this Monday morning. I'm having my coffee in a Roy and Becky travel cup. Yum, yum. Was in Ava's live this morning, which we always do on Monday mornings, and she had her happy cow cup, so that thing was cute. Oh, funny. All right, let's see who we have here today. Reza popped in early. Good morning, good morning. Misha Lee popped in to say hello. Hello, Misha. Welcome, welcome. Ava Potterfield and Friends is here. Good morning. Good morning. I got to show you guys a photo. This was not today's live stream, but let's see if I can find it. We watch Ava on the TV in the mornings, and then while we're playing with Lucas, and let's see here, where is he? Where is he? There we go. There's Ava on the TV, and Lucas is taking a break. He took his toys out and played with everything in his toy box, and then takes a quick nap before it's time to go out and play. So that's, in fact, he's back behind me here, napping right now. I think Mom wore him out this morning, and we took a 2-mile hike yesterday up around Ragged Top. So he's got a little layover from that, I guess. But anyway, we had a good day. Good day. All right, let's see here. Yep, still drinking coffee out of her cup. Van Girl Cheryl is here. Good morning. Good morning. I think she was sharing her temperatures in Ava's live stream this morning. It's still cold up where she is. Hey, Siri, what's the weather here today?
Should be sunny today.
83 today.
I can't get past weather information.
Okay. Sometimes she's a little mouthy. Anyway, it was 66 when I looked a little bit ago right now with 20% humidity. And we're going to be 83 today. And guess what? Looks like our first 100-degree day is going to be on Friday. So we're looking forward to that, believe that or not. CRView is here. Good morning. Good morning. Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. John's here. Sooner Travels. Welcome, John. And John is traveling so much I can't keep up with him. He doesn't stay long in one spot. Truly a nomad. He was out here going to the Pima Air and Space Museum and sharing a bunch of videos of his walkthrough. So that was good. And then he was back in Ironwood for a day or two. Now I think he's down in Oregon Pipe and cruising around down there. So welcome, John. Hope you're doing well. Catherine says it's 52. Little cool, huh? Little cool. Lorna's here. Welcome, Lorna. Hope you're doing well. You got it, Cheryl. You got it. You can do anything. Positive and an excellent day today. There's Ringo. Welcome, Ringo. Hope you're doing well, Kyle. Scrolling. Yeah, spell check is highly overrated, right? Let's see. Diane Phoenix popped in. Welcome, Diane. Hope you're doing well. I heard you guys got a bunch of rain and flooding back where you're at. That's terrible. Meanwhile, in the rainstorm that we got that passed through, we got about 14 drops of rain. So we'll take it, but that's all we get. Ray Crum is here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Ray. And I understand Ray's back home in Ohio, and he's got water everywhere. Lee is here. Good morning. Good morning. Have Cheetah Will View is here. Patrick, welcome. Patrick does a lot of interviews. He has other things on his channel, but what I enjoy is the interviews he does with people in the movie industry, actors, producers, all kinds of interesting questions, and always enjoy watching. We got Traveling Merton and Sue here. We missed their live stream yesterday, so we watched the replay on the TV, and they do a live stream every Sunday afternoon. Always interesting conversation. And they called today. Thanks for calling, guys. So once in a while, they'll give us a call and just chit chat. And that's something that I'm not very good at, is calling people out of the blue. But Merton and Sue know when to pick the times, and we always enjoy chatting with them. But I know Okie tells me, you need to call people. They shouldn't always be calling you. And it's not that I don't care, it's that I don't like to interrupt people when they're in the middle of something, you know? Scrolling. Oh, yeah, Lucas is down here napping. Let me show you guys a picture of him. Here he is in his crouch position, waiting for mom to throw the ball. So we have this chucker stick that we use, and he just absolutely is addicted to fetching that ball. So we'll throw it, and he'll come back and he'll drop it somewhere, and then you have to go pick it up. And it's not right at your feet, it's somewhere where you have to walk to. And then he'll run out to his spot. You can see it's well worn, and he'll wait. And so you might be watering plants or whatever in the front yard, and he'll just sit there and wait. And I can walk up to him and I can poke him in the cheek, and he will not break concentration. He is watching mom because he doesn't want to miss that ball when it comes flying. And then, of course, he's got to have his cuddles. He thinks he's a lap dog, and so he'll jump up in the recliner on your lap. And I discovered early on that I need to wear long pants around him because otherwise he'll just rake his nails into my legs. And then it takes me a couple weeks to heal up. But anyway, he's not spoiled at all. Here's Lucas with his toy. And so after breakfast every morning, he brings this thing. This is one of those Kong toys. This is his absolute favorite toy. And you can stuff it with snacks. And so he'll actually carry this over to me. I make him carry it over to his food bowl, and then I'll sit there. There's a couple shorts on my channel, and I'll stuff it with basically dog food. And then he'll grab it and he flips it around the house until he gets all the goodies out of it, and then he's happy. So he's not spoiled. He's not spoiled. We went out yesterday and we had a nice hike on Ragged Top Trail, I call it. This is the trail going up to Ragged Top, and this is Okie and Lucas. And it was such a beautiful day yesterday that we decided to go out and take a look around in nature. We saw the ocotillo up there are blooming. So when these guys see rain, they leaf out, and then every spring they have blooms on them. So pretty cool. And a lot of the cactus are starting to bloom now. Let's see if I have another one here. We saw some cactus blooms yesterday. They're just getting started, so it'll be a little bit before they're in their full glory. Ooh, Hoover Dam Cup. Well, I don't know. Hoover Dam's a pretty interesting place. Ah, his fur baby is sleeping on his feet. Linda Barker's here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Catherine, what's your high temp going to be up there today? Is it going to warm up a little bit? Okie and I were looking at, I got itchy feet. I want to go camping. We're looking at Oregon Pipe, like where John is right now. It's going to be hot towards the end of the week, and we want to go somewhere where we'll be comfortable. There's no power down at the campground where John is. And, but you can run a generator in designated areas, but might be a little too hot. And right now up around Show Low, it's still pretty cold during the day. So I think we'll probably wait until May and pack up the RV, take our Starlink Mini up there to the forest and hang out for maybe a week or 10 days. We're still talking, still thinking. Good morning, JW. Welcome, welcome. Scrolling. Cold and rainy in Massachusetts. Yeah, Merton and Sue spent the summer out here in Arizona, and they traveled back, took their time. I think they said they took 20 days to get back home, just, kind of meandering across the country. And they made it home safely, and Papa Merton's doing well. So that's good news. Yeah, 100-degree heat on an eastern bound jet stream with a slight northern path. Oh, you want some of that heat, Ray? Well, we'll keep it for now. I'll give it to you when it gets up to 120. How about that? It's cloudy and gray in southeast Michigan, Patrick says. We had some clouds move through, but it's just so dry here. Like you can see back here, those clouds up there, you might get some virga from them, but we just haven't got any rain. So Louisville is flooded. Many area schools closed. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Well, hopefully everybody's safe. That's a good idea. Close them up rather than trying to take a risk. Okay, that's good. Carol went in for surgery this morning. That's good news. Good news. Her surgery went well and she's on her way home. Very good. Yeah, I know, Tim. I know. And it's not like we don't care. It's, I love to hear from people and I'll accept a phone call anytime from anyone, except for the people that want to sell me insurance or want to tell me that what is that car insurance, repair insurance that you can buy. I don't answer those. Okay, so Diane's in a good spot there. Yikes. Yeah, I know. I know that Noki gives me a hard time. You should be calling them once in a while. Well, if Merton's mowing grass on a on a beautiful golf course, which is what he does in the summertime. He mows grass on a golf course. Can you guys believe that? And Steve calls him, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Steve, I'm mowing grass. I hate to bother people that way. That's great. Downstream along the Mississippi, yeah, brace for water coming down, right? Lots of water. Yikes. Certainly is a little close. You got that right. A Labrador retriever. That's pretty much what he is. Yep. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, and when you buy your house or you pick a place to live, I guess that's a consideration. Is it going to flood? Is it going to snow? what's going to happen. What is Mother Nature going to throw at us, depending on where we live? Out here, we have the monsoon rains, and so it rains up in the mountains, and the water flows down through this area. So we have to be very careful with water rushing down the dry creek beds, and washes. So, but that's only, July, August time frame, so not too bad. Yeah, there's not much though. I noticed the blooms are way less than on the cactus even than they normally are. Yes, he is a ham. And he hasn't popped in here. He's down here napping. He hasn't popped in here to say hello. Box Fan D is here. Good morning. Good morning. Lucas, come here. Say hi. Get up here. Quit being lazy. There he is. Yeah, you're napping. You got sleepy eyes, huh? You got sleepy eyes? Yeah. Mom worked you pretty hard. We went out and walked, did some hiking yesterday, had a nice walk. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. All right. So, yeah, he's doing well. '70s for a couple of days. Wow, that's nice, Catherine. That's '70s, '80s. That's about perfect for us. Exactly. And Merton and I were talking, and we had it on speakerphone, and we were chatting about travel. And as we get older, we don't want to do the long days anymore. And when you're retired, you can just kind of lollygag. Yeah, I'll bet everybody misses them. So I think I heard that Gracie is in Texas. Tim, is that correct? Yeah, we are too, Dee. And Box Fan D has been sharing on her channel. She's got a new trailer, a really nice, I think it's a Jayco. And what I like about it is it's the one with the metal on the outside, which means it's not going to get eaten up by the sun. And so she's been talking a lot about that on her channel. So check out Box Van D. A high of 50, but lows of 20. See, no thanks. No thanks. Crafty Travelers here. Good morning, Lonnie. Welcome, welcome. Lonnie's celebrating being monetized, so be sure to watch her videos. She does a lot of camping. She's got a group of friends that she goes camping with and hangs out with, and she always shows us where she's at and what they're doing. No, I did not. I've been waiting for that. And Merton and I were talking this morning, and Sue, we're not getting notifications anymore. So thanks for sharing that, Lonnie. I will queue that up because I'm really curious how you put that together because I want to see it. So Crafty Traveler was here at Ironwood 2025 in February. And we have a glider port just a couple miles down the road from where we live and maybe a half a mile from the campground. And she went down there and she scored a glider ride. This is where they tow a glider up behind an airplane, and then you pull the lever and you let go, and the pilot, takes you flying basically. And she got a chance to do that. So I want to see that. Crafty Traveler. I don't know why it doesn't bring up the most recent. There it is. All right. Glider ride.
Hello, Crafties. Well, this is hello, Crafties.
There she
This
is.
video continues with my Desert 2025 adventures, and it's my glider ride. I hope you enjoy it.
So yeah, I'm
also wanted to
gonna pause that and watch that after the live. So that should be fun. And she came back with a big smile on her face. Yeah. Insurance carriers are dropping homeowners. On the other, Trump shut down FEMA. Yeah, I know insurance carriers, that's been a problem for a while. Roy and Becky's Travels is here. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. Member for 29 months. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Gracie's back in Texas for the summer. Okay, that's what I thought. And so, CRView and Roy, did I hear that you guys are going to spend the summer there in La Posa? You're going to tough it out for the summer versus going to RV, camp place, a park? There's Brene. I know it seems like they've changed something where it's not easy to find. When I look at a channel and we're not getting notifications anymore. When I look at a channel, you got to look around sometimes to find the live stream because it's not listed like the most recent or the upcoming. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it does seem to be harder to find that stuff. Stella's here. Good morning. Good morning. Adele, actually. Adele, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, it does. It's a nice place, and she looks like she's very comfortable there. That's okay, Dee. That's okay. You got to answer those phone calls. No worries. We were just commenting on your new rig, your new trailer that you got, and I suggested folks go over and watch your videos to see what it looks like and how nice it is. I know. What's up with that? So we were talking, Merton and I were talking. I need to pay more attention to this. I think Mobang is one that does it. He'll set his premiere start time, off the top of the hour. And I don't know if that helps with notifications or not. I need to pay more attention. Naj is here all the way from Florida. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, they do that. They do unsubscribe you sometimes. Good to see you, Naj. Roy, I just caught the last 30 minutes of that race yesterday. That was interesting. 3 Ironwood meetups, 23, 24, and 25. And I understand they're planning a 26 this year around the same time in February. So I'm retiring from the Ironwood meetup. So I think Oki and I will probably be up hanging out with Roy and Becky and CRView up in Quartzsite during that time. Ronux, Drawing and Sceneries here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I like Sunu. It works pretty well. Looking forward to seeing how that sounds and what it looks like. Now, saying hello to everybody. Oh, Lulu, huh? Been nursing Lulu. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when they get old. Okay, no RV park this year. Okay. And you guys are set up pretty well. I've got an old swamp cooler. If you guys have ever heard of that, it's a evaporative cooler that uses pads, paper. They're about 4-inch pads. I've got a roll around unit in the garage, and it had the original pads in it from like 20 years ago. I've had it a long time. And I actually found a company up in Phoenix where I could buy replacement pads. I mean, they're expensive. I think they were $56 for 3 pads to fit that cooler. But the nice thing is I can run that on solar, and then I also have a window air conditioner here in the office/craft room, um, that I run off of solar. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that when it warms up. We're gonna bask in the little bubble of AC, right? Right? And that saves you $400. You know, it's $400 to move into an RV park, plus electricity, right? So I don't know about how the electricity rates are up there in Quartzsite, but they're expensive down here, especially if you're running AC. Ivan K is here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. So I'm happy to report that I have completed a project. So if anyone who's been to our place out here knows that we have a double gate on the front, and the gates were hanging on old power poles that are, when I got them, they were retired from the electric company, and then they've been in the ground since we moved here 20 years plus. Well, now they're getting rotten out. And so I upgraded those to metal poles. So I put some metal poles in to hang the new gates on, or the old gates on. See how nice and straight those gates are? I'm pretty proud of that. And then I have electricity run out to the gate, and I put new lights on them. And this picture's taken at night when the lights turned on. I have solar sensors on them, so they turn on automatically when it gets dark. So I'm pretty happy about that. There's a close up of the light. Fancy, fancy. And we're, in our little Red Hill community here, we're the first lot and house, when people turn in on Red Hill Road, we're the first house and lot that they come to. And so we like to present a nice, property, because there are people that are moving out here and building. There's another view. And that's our UPS box sitting there. We keep that inside the gate to keep the porch pilots from absconding with our Amazon packages. And then I have security cameras out there too, so I can watch and get notifications for anybody who comes up and opens that box. But anyway, I'm pretty proud of that. Got that project done. And those gates will hang there for a long time, and they'll be nice and straight. That's the OCD in me, I guess. Yeah, Lulu's having a pretty good day today. Now, Roy, do you give her anything for, I imagine it's probably creaky joints? Do you give her anything? Yeah, we are too, Tim. We are too. I don't think so, Lonnie. I don't think so. I may come out afterwards, but I feel the need to disconnect. You know, I want to retire from that responsibility of being a co-host of the Ironwood Meetup. And in order to do that, I need to be away from there because I'm going to get sucked in, and not that I don't value the friends that I've made, but I need to separate from the meetup itself because, again, I want to retire from that. I want to be one of the guys who sits around the campfire, not builds the campfire. In order to do that successfully, I need to separate, go somewhere else in camp, and then maybe come in after the meetup's over with. And we'll see how it develops. But those are my thoughts right now. That is a nice area up there, Adele, and that's the North Rim. I understand there's some nice camping areas up there. I think that's a good idea. And that's something we've never made it to the North Rim. That's something we ought to think about. Our favorite place is up around Show Low, up in the Pines. I just love. There's one campground up there in the national forest, Sitgreaves, Apache National Forest, where there's horses grazing through camp, and we just absolutely love that, to be able to look out, open your blinds in the morning, and look out the window and see horses grazing around your campground in the pine trees, and it's nice and cool. Yeah, I think so. Electric is 22 cents a kilowatt. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. Yeah, those poles lasted a long time, and I'm still debating whether I'm gonna leave them there. I think I may chop them down a little bit because they're kinda blocking the new good-looking posts. Thank you. Yeah, and they're only doing lives, once a week now, so on Fridays, I think. 20 cents is what D is paying. It's pretty pricey. And you can rack up, a $200 bill in no time. Thank you, appreciate that. Divine Mojo is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, dog aspirin, all right. Turmeric is supposed to be good, yeah. Turmeric is good for reducing inflammation, right? I know I drink turmeric tea occasionally. I know, and Dee's gone through this. We had plenty of we have 4 people, had 4 people, and, they've got other people that are stepping in for me, co-hosts, and they did, you know, they did a lot of work, and I know that, what they were interested in is the music at night and light shows and things like that. What I took care of was the, community tent and then the morning campfire. I like to have a morning campfire with a cup of coffee and sit around and visit with folks. Um, and it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I really enjoy it and enjoyed hanging out with the people, but it's a lot of work and it wipes me out. I'm pushing 70, I'm almost 69. Next year I'll be 70. Um, I need to retire. And in order to retire, because if I'm out there, I'm jumping in. So I need to separate and let those guys carry it on, and they'll do fine. They'll do just fine. That's expensive. My gosh. I don't even know what our price is here. Yeah, the North Rim, you got to kind of go around the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. You have to go around, and we've always just headed to the South Rim, but we need to check that out. Yeah, and not only that, Tim, responsibility overshadows the fun, right? So I'm thinking constantly, okay, I got to get up early because so and so likes to have morning coffee and they want the fire, in the morning. So I'm popping up early. And then when you're hosting or co-hosting, you have to be ready for emergencies. So we had a lady that stepped out of her rig. She broke her ankle, fractured her ankle, and she's looking for help, right? She's looking for help. She wants to go to ER. Somebody has to be available. If it's 6 o'clock in the morning, somebody's got to be available to run someone to ER. And if you're hung over from the night before because you partied all night, that ain't happening. So it's a big responsibility. Yeah, it was. I think that was our best one was 22. Our bill was around 90 all winter and we weren't home. And you guys have to run some heater, right? Just roll with it is here. Hello, hello. Almost forgot it was Monday. Welcome, welcome. That's Tanya and Derek. And that's they run a foundation to help people with wheelchairs. So, and that brings up a point too, Roy. A lot of those RV parks, and when I worked for the electric co-op, we had complaints sometimes from people that lived in RV parks that the price of their electric was too high. Well, the majority of RV parks use meters that were retired from electric companies. And not necessarily, they don't belong to the electric company. So I would get a high bill complaint and I would find out if that RV park has their own meters or if they have our meters. And most of the time, RV parks will buy used meters and basically, check the dial every month and charge you appropriately. Well, I couldn't do anything to help them when they had a high bill complaint if the meter belonged to the RV park. And so that's a good question. If you suspect that that your electric bill is too high, ask them if they've had the meter. Number one, do they own the meter? Number two, have they had the meter checked for accuracy? Because as they get older, they're less accurate. 19.5 cents went up from 18. It's going up everywhere. Last month running tiny heaters was less than $40. That's pretty good. Smoky Mountain Blessed is here. Hello, Joy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I like 00 for electric, right? Love that solar. Love that solar. And my old used solar panels are still chugging along, keeping the batteries charged up. And I can run this 5,000 BTU window air conditioner till about 8 o'clock at night. We only held one small meetup in Lake Isabella. Yeah, I agree. The small hangouts, are better, I think. And Ironwood is lots of fun, and there was over 100 people that showed up. But it's work. It's work. Lots of work. Preparation. I mean, I bought the wood from all the folks that attended the meetup would donate wood, and then I took $300 of that donated wood or money and bought wood down in South Tucson and hauled it in. So we had plenty of wood for campfires. So, it's a lot of work. Yeah, I think her new place is pretty well insulated too. I don't know about the South Rim. We just stayed for the day the one time we were there. But the North Rim has Forest Service camping areas. I'm not sure. There is, come to think of it, I think there are some campgrounds, but I'm not sure about dispersed camping. Lily is here. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. You still down in Texas? Good to see you. And I think Oki is watching out there. So I'll pass on her hello. She's not a big chatter, so you won't see her in the chat, but she watches. She watches a lot of videos, a lot of people's videos. My average electric bill is $8.50. Oh, because of solar. Yeah, that's good. And solar has a high upfront cost, right? So you buy your panels, and I bought used panels from Santan Solar up in the Glendale area, and they're sitting out there, sitting on the ground, tilted to the sun. And then I have 600 amp hours of battery, and then a 40 amp charge controller, and works fine. But you do have some upfront costs, but Box Fan D saying hello. Check out this cool cup. Have you guys ever seen a cup this nice? Well, maybe CR View's cup might be close or equal to cup. Heavy Metal is here. Hello, hello. Cheers, cheers. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Southern Europe, awesome. Boy, we're kicking it with the technology today, aren't we? What taste? That's right. So Tanya does tasty coffee. That's right. Ooh. Yeah, it definitely helps. And that's how you make your money that you spent, right? Okay, yeah. So meters actually tend to slow down as they get older. But it would be an interesting question to ask without being too, without accusing them of cheating, but maybe ask them if they get them tested periodically for accuracy. Okay, left one light on, oil heater and water heater. Yeah, especially in the wintertime, boy, when you're running all electric, that can get very expensive. Oh, that's right. Tanya has another channel called Nurse TLC that's more solo van life. She's going to do her coffee chats on that channel. So keep a lookout for that. Yeah, there's huge amount of work setting that stuff up. 100-pound propane tank will last about a year. In our propane company here, our local company will give us a 10-cent per gallon discount if we order, I think it's over 100 gallons, but I'm not sure if you can get up that far. Oh, okay. Much easier to have a meetup in campgrounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, except there's some costs there, you know. Okay, you are in Texas. Hello, Okie. Hello, Okie, Lily says. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good point, D. You know, sometimes you can't afford it, especially if it's 40 or 50 bucks or more, you know, per day. Yep, that's an awesome cup. I think so too. Oh, she said hello. Hello, Lily from Okie. Small little meetups, yeah. All right. CRV is enjoying the Desert Adventures in Arizona Cup. Awesome. Thank you. Put pen to paper, Texas state parks would be cheaper per month. Ah, good point, Lily. The state parks would be cheaper. Good point. Yeah. Misha's here. I said hello earlier, but welcome, welcome. You're right. It is, you know, and when I worked for the electric co-op, I dealt a lot with solar. Solar is a lot cheaper now and more cost effective than it used to be. Obviously, if you're boondocking, you know, pretty much no matter what you pay, you know, it's gonna come back. There's Lucas again. There's Lucas. Hi, Lucas. Are you awake? You wide awake, huh? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Solar's a good deal if you're boondocking. If you're trying to put it on a house, they used to have these lease arrangements, contracts. You could lease solar from a company that would come install it. Then you would write a check every month to the solar company. Then you had your minor basic charge for the electric company. What I notice with lease agreements, what happens with those, let's say you have a $50,000 system installed on your house on a lease contract. That first year, a monthly check might be $150. And so every month you're writing a check to the solar company for $150. And so you're hoping that you save at least that much or more. But the kicker is it would go up 3% every year. So the following January, your check went up 3%. Then the following January, it went up 3% again. So it was a 20-year contract. Every year it went up 3%. So by the time that you got to the end of the 20-year contract, you might be writing a $500 a month check to the solar company. And people were not reading their contracts and they got rooked into those contracts from these companies when you lease them. It's always better to buy it up front, you know, even if you have to get a loan or, you know, borrow money to buy the equipment. It's always better to buy it directly rather than lease. And I don't even know if they have lease agreements anymore. But yeah, a lot of times I would go to someone's house and watch my crew do an inspection on a solar company. And this guy is my age, and he signed into a 20-year, $150 a month lease. It was kind of sad to see people get roped into those. All right, there is Tanya's new channel. Cool. Yeah, slightly spoiled, just a little spoiled, well taken care of. Smoke is $500 per month plus utilities, and it's one of the least pricey. Well, yeah, you're up in a big tourist area too, right? Triple digits up in Quartzsite. Yeah, and Tim, CRView, just did an update video uh, of what's happening up there in Quartzsite. We watched that yesterday, I think it was. And not many people up there now. And when it hits 100 degrees, they'll be heading north. We had solar and owned it, but sell the house. No one wanted to pay. Yeah, and that's the issue, right? Is getting rid of the property with that solar on there. And when you had a lease, if you had a lease and the new owner had to assume that lease, they had to have the credit to do so. And so it was a big hassle. So what I do on our place is I have panels sitting on the ground. So we're not ever going to sell this place, but if we ever did, I'd throw the panels away, give the batteries to someone, and then you sell the house as is. You're not selling a system that's attached to your house. So that would be my next recommendation. If you put solar, if you can do a ground set instead of a roof, might be better if you have to sell. 10 cents a watt for panels, $35 last December. And they were Canadian made. Ivan, were those the Santan panels? That sounds familiar. Roy just summed up my 10-minute video in one sentence. Yeah. But he didn't make any money off of it, Tim. You did. I'll be boondocking when I arrive next October. All right. So Vangirl Cheryl has now committed in October next year. Awesome. And she was talking in Ava's live about maybe retiring a little bit early. So sounds like she's headed that direction. All right. Run over there and sub to Tanya. Now it says it's 84 and 56% humidity. That's sticky. That's pretty sticky. That's like monsoon sticky for us. It's 20% out here. Pretty easy to take when it gets warm. Yeah, half a dozen or so. That's about it. Yep. Set the panels on the ground, or and then you can get rid of them if you sell the house. Let's see, alternator went out on hubby on the way to work this morning, $600. Wow. IRS wants an arm and a foot this month. Speaking of IRS, you guys get all your those of you that do taxes, you get all your taxes done. I just finished mine last week, and we got a refund from the state of Arizona, and I got to turn around and send it to federal because I don't have enough tax taken out of my retirement checks at federal. So I've got to finish that up, but I don't want to give them money too early. You have until the 15th. This is April 7th. So I might wait a couple more days before I send them any money. This guy was right here in Yuma, Ivan says. Okay. Uh-oh, we got a crappy video coming up. Must have something to do with dumping tanks. Yeah, very humid, very humid. All right, Lily, I'm learning a new video editor today. Wish me luck. So, Lily, I haven't been over to your channel. Are you still working on videos? Let me see. I gotta pop over and visit your channel and see what you're doing over there. 3.6 million? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, very cool. So Tanya is a nurse and she just renewed her RN license. Very cool. So you can legally give advice as a nurse. Oh, hopefully not a bear. September 2026, semi-retired, going to work the summers if I can. And that's what Merton does. He works the summers back in Massachusetts. 2 less zeros, Roy. Hubby needs a crown, another 7, right? Dental work is very expensive. I went through that last year. My gosh, I think I spent probably 5 grand on this mouth. But I don't have any pain anymore, so I guess it's worth it. 15 inches. My gosh, that's crazy. Well, and a lot of people do video on their phone. In fact, I do a lot, with my iPhone. It works just fine. I've been playing around with live streaming from my mini Starlink that I bought. So I did a drive stream out here around Ragged Top, and that worked out pretty good. I need to get something better to record with because you're bouncing down the road and the phone's doing this and you're trying to keep it steady. So I'm researching that right now to see if I can come up with something a little better for recording that's a little more pleasant to watch. Have not seen bears yet, but friends have seen them in Gatlinburg. So Smoky Mountain Bless does drive streams up there where she lives. Always interesting to watch because they're going down the main drags there, and you're seeing people walking, and they're showing some of the stores and things on the side there. Very interesting. Yeah, that's a lot of rain. Yeah, and you got to watch out for those mama bears watching their cubs. Yeah, Indiana and Arkansas. So, Roy, are your kids doing okay? And back there in Indiana with all the rain? All right, Lonnie, thank you for popping in. I've got your video queued up here to watch. So check out Crafty Traveler. She did a video on her flight on the glider down here at the glider port. Below freezing. We're done with below freezing, right? Okay. Yeah, I want to try to find not a camera, but one of those all-in-one vlogging setups, and um, they're kind of pricey. They're about $700, but that's cheaper than a cell phone, at least an iPhone brand new. So I'm going to see if I can find something. I want to be able to go out here and live stream. I've got my Starlink Mini on the roof of the Jeep, and I'm driving around showing you guys the desert. That's what I enjoy doing. I want to do more of that. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's right. They got notification they owed $3.6 million. My gosh. You might have to get a loan for that. Yeah, yeah. In fact, quite often they show that. Yeah. Southern Indiana. Okay. I agree that I prefer a laptop too, especially for editing, right? I use Filmora for Mac, and that works well for me. It's got too many bells and whistles on it, and they want to constantly upgrade all the time, but it works okay. Wow, 4 tornadoes up there where Becky is. Flipped over semis, killed a few people. Gee whiz. Yeah, and that time of year is coming up, right? Springtime is storm season for a lot of areas. Yep, pray for everybody living in those areas. So, oh, look at that. We're over the hour already. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes some skill to do that for sure. Okay, that's where Becky and the kids are. They got hit pretty hard too. Yikes. Yeah, it works pretty well. Pretty well. I can edit better on my phone than my desktop. Well, that's good. That's good. Whatever works for you, huh? 400 storm warnings. That's crazy. 200 tornado warnings. Yikes. Wow. Okay, it's breakfast time. So, oh, you know what? I forgot to run my thank you members video. Got to chit chatting so much. So I'm going to run that. And thank you to the channel members. Appreciate your support. And then I'm going to run my outro. In the meantime, you guys have a great day, a great week, and we'll see you next time.
To all my members out there, you lift me up so high. The support you give me makes me touch the sky. In every lonely moment, when shadows start to fall, your love shines like a beacon. I hear your heartfelt call. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. In the desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. The desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles.
Wake up to a brand new day. Smile at the sun's warm ray. Greet the world with open arms. Spread good vibes and charms. Kind words change the scene. Make life feel like a dream. Help someone in me. Plant a little kindness seed. Shine bright like a star, no matter where you are. Kindness takes you far. Light up the world. Together we can make it. Love's the way to fake it. Leave a little joy behind in every heart you'll find. No need for heavy words. Be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal. Make every moment real. Shine bright like a star, no matter where you are. Kindness takes you far. Light up the world. No need for heavy words. Be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal. Make every moment